Hello, you are welcome to class again, and in this video we are going to be discussing the articulation of diphthongs in English language. If you are still struggling with the production of monotongues, I encourage you to watch my video on monotongues. Okay, so today we are just going to be focusing on diphthongs. Okay? A diphthong begins with a sound of a vowel and end with a sound of another vowel in a single syllable. Okay, to me, if you have mastered your monotongues to some extent, you shouldn't really have an issue with your diphthongs. Okay, so let's dive in right on. So we have 8 diphthongs in English language. We are going to be articulating these 8 diphthongs. And not just that, I'm going to be pointing out common letters that represent these sounds. That when you cite these letters, you can easily predict that, okay, this is likely to be a diphthong and this particular type of diphthong. Okay, so let's do this together. I'm going to be starting with these. This particular sound and this particular sound are commonly misunderstood by students, by learners, especially non-native speakers. Okay, and that's because somehow the two sound similar but they are different. Okay, even the production of these two sounds are not really close, but somehow it has been mispronounced for a while now. So I need you to pay attention. Okay, so this particular sound is produced as ear. This is a practical class and I want you to articulate after me. Ear. Okay, so it is represented by E-R-E as in here. I am here right now teaching English language. Here. Okay, we also have the sound in E-A-R as in ear. It appears in fear. Okay, so it is represented by E-R-E. It is represented by E-A-R. Very common. E-A-R. It is also represented by E-E-R. That's where the confusion lies. E-E-R. We have it in the word cheer. Okay, so look at this particular sound. It is articulated as air. But because non-native speakers tend to pronounce words with this particular sound as though it contains this sound. For instance, we have C-H-A-I-R. It is pronounced as chair, not cheer. Chair. I am sitting on a chair. So C-H-A-I-R is pronounced chair. C-H-E-E-R is pronounced cheer. Okay, so we have it in P-E-E-R, peer. We have it in B-E-E-R, beer. So now we have most questions, especially in WAEC, putting together B-E-E-R and then B-E-A-R. So B-E-A-R is pronounced bear, and B-E-E-R is pronounced beer. Okay, you got it now. Alright, the major way through which you can master the production of these sounds or words or letters rather representing these sounds is by practicing. Practice. Be a friend to your dictionary. It will really help you. Okay, so this is represented by A-I-R. This is represented by E-A-R, represented by E-E-R, represented by E-R-E. This is also represented by E-A-R, you see? So we have this in fear, F-E-A-R. However, we have the same E-A-R in bear. Okay? Practice is key to your success in test of orals. And then as well, when you learn the pronunciation, the correct pronunciation of a word, start using it. Start using it. So most times by default, you pick your answer based on how you speak, how you pronounce those words. Okay, so start speaking right. Let's go to the next one. So we have settled these two sounds. Ear, ear, air. Alright, so this one is articulated as A. 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 It is represented by letter A and AI. We have it in wait. Wait. So letter A, we have it in late. Say. May. A. A. Just like you want to say, hey, come here. H-E-Y. Hey, who are you? A. Alright? So this one is articulated as ue. 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 We have very few words that contain this particular sound. It is represented by OU as in tourist. Tourist. And we have it in POOR as in poor. 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 Okay, so this particular sound is articulated as oi. Oi. Hope you are saying it after me. Oi. Oi. So it is represented by OI. Boy. Koi. Alright? We have it in OI. We have OI rather representing the sound as in coil. Soil. Alright? So we have it in, I really want to type those in, words out, but then I think I'm unable to do that, maybe because of the background or so. But nevertheless, I'm going to put that on the screen. I'm going to put that on the screen for you. Okay? So let's go to this sound. It is articulated as oh, just like you want to say, oh my God. So it is articulated as O. O. It is represented by OW. Show. Slow. O. Alright? It is also represented by OU as in soul. Oh my soul. Soul. It is also represented by O as in SOLE. Soul. Soul. Alright? Oh. If you are able to identify these sounds, I think the problem is solved by 50%. Yes, because when you're unable to identify each sound, you are likely not to be able to pick the correct option. Alright? So, mastering the production or identification of these sounds has already solved 50% of the problem you may have or encountered on examination day. Alright? So this one, okay, we have settled this. Now to this. I. Hi. Alright? So it is represented by Y. My. It is also represented by letter I. Hi. Okay? It is represented by, okay, I said the letter I. We have it in sight. S-I-T-E. We also have it in S-I, what's it gonna? G-H-T. So it is also represented by E-Y-E. I. Singular. I. Okay? And this one, ow. 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 Cow. It is represented by O-W. It is, yes, cow. Wow. It is represented by O-U. O-U. About. About. Okay. So, we have been able to articulate the 8 diphthongs, but before closing the lesson for today, I want us to go over these sounds again. So we're just going to articulate them together. Ear, ear, a, ue, oi, oi, o, air, air, I, ow, ow. Okay, that's all. It's as simple as that. So do not forget, practice, practice, and practice, and practice till you become a master. All right, it is possible. It is possible. All right, and I'll see you again in my next video. Bye.